Alrighty, today is August 28th, and here's your Buoy 10 update. Today was, let's say, extremely frustrating, but ended well. So growing up, I played a lot of sports, and my favorite sport to play was basketball. That was my ultimate favorite sport to play, without a doubt. And some days when you're out there, even though you know the mechanics, you know how to shoot, you know how to dribble, just you're turning the ball over, you're missing every shot, nothing's going. And that's how today felt for most of the day. We had, I think we stopped counting at like 15 lost fish, not bites, 15 fish lost, like after fighting them for a little while and just fish coming off. So after all that, I switched over to my double assist hooks because I started out with all trebles and thinking, okay, maybe this will help. Nope, didn't help. Losing fish with a double assist hook. I tried going tight drags, tried going loose drags. Didn't make a difference. I even let a guy set the hook a couple times. Didn't make a difference. So after losing that many fish, it's afternoon, and you got one Chinook and one coho in the box after having dozens of bites and fish on and everything else. It's frustrating. And just like what happens in anytime you're playing a sport, it starts getting in your head. You start thinking, man, I'm doing this wrong, I'm doing that wrong, I can't believe I do this. So you start trying to change things up, and ultimately it gets to a point where you just kind of give up and just shoot, right? Shoot or shoot. And so you got to a point where I just, the guys are like, well, I want to try treble hook, I want to try single hook. I don't care. At this point, you guys run whatever you want. We're just going to see what happens. And just all of a sudden, like a light switch, we started hitting every single one of our shots. The rod started folding over, we were landing our fish, and we ended up getting all of our kings and got a bonus coho as well. So, wow. And it all happened like in a 40-minute stretch. So, yeah, it was an interesting day, we'll say. But I had probably one of the funnest crews today. It was a blast. We're all laughing. We're joking about the fact we're losing so many fish. So, it's just one of those days where you just go, man, I could not do anything right. And then it turned into a day that you couldn't do anything wrong. Because where we wrapped up, we were on the Washington side, below the bridge, down around the church. And it was, I've said this a few times in my updates, but I feel like when everyone's catching fish, I can't get bit. And when no one's catching fish, I can get bit. So that's not a good position to be in, but that's just kind of how this season seems to be going. And today was the same thing. We saw, probably 50, 100 boats out there. We saw a net here, a net there. But for about half hour, 40 minutes, we couldn't get our lines all in the water. It was a blast. We had a great time. And I don't know if it was depth, color, location. We found a finger of water that they were all traveling through. Whatever it was, I'm not going to argue because we needed that. The way we started out, that was brutal. That was brutal. But ultimately, very fun day. We'll see what happens here this week. There's rumors of a meeting taking place here tomorrow. We'll see if that ends up happening and what the result of that meeting is. But if you do have a chance to come down, it's a lot of fun. Still a bunch of fish down here. Again, not too many coho, at least where I was fishing. We only ended up with one coho. I heard of a few others, but not a ton. We started down below Checkerboard first thing today, and actually over at the church in the deep water, and saw some coho jumping. And think we might have had a couple of bites that we had were coho possibly, which might be why we were losing them. But for this late in the month, there's still not a lot of coho down here. Plenty of Chinook, and holy cow, my active target is just, I was I was looking at 50 fish in the spread at a time today. They were coming through in wads of 20, 30 at a time. And it's amazing how many fish are down here. And what's more amazing is how many fish are down here that are not biting. Usually when we're down here, we see a group of fish come through and you're just like, all right, which rod's going to get bit? It's going to happen. And for the last few days, that has not been the case. So, I can give you a bunch of guide excuses and say, oh, barometer or water temperature, or part of the tide, anything else like that. But we should be catching these fish. And that actually kind of brings up another point. The number of fish up over Bonneville over like a 2-day period was over 20,000 fish. That's fantastic. That's phenomenal for this part of the month. That's looking really positive. What's interesting though is that the guys upriver are not really catching them. So are they just moving through too fast? Is the water temperature such that they're just blowing past and just not even considering biting? Is that what's happening down here too? It doesn't seem like it's that different. The water temp is not different than years past. So I don't know what the case is, but the fish are moving really fast. They're not biting all that great here or up there. I know I'm saying that with a little caveat because we're catching plenty of fish down here, so can't complain. But we should be getting bit more with the number of fish going through. When I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. When I'm saying I got 50 fish coming through my active target, swimming through all 6 of my rods, and none of them bite, it's frustrating because you're like, just one of them bite? Nope, not gonna happen. So I don't know. It's definitely a different year, but that's part of the fun about coming down here is that every single year is different. Every day is different. Yesterday they were biting and hanging on. Today we were losing every single one that we could possibly imagine. And then for about a 45-minute period, we landed them all. I'll take it. I'll take it. But again, today was super fun. It will be a very memorable day because it started off terrible, ended up great. Shooters got to shoot. You just keep on putting the hooks down there and wait till one sticks and hangs on, you get them in the net. So there you have it. There's the update for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and I will let you know if I hear anything about a meeting and if any changes are going to take place. All right, later.